What's going on? Instagram, what's cracking? It's your boy Big Dre coming at you with another quick live. What's going on with my man Giz out in Orlando? What's going on, brother? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and add you on right now, bro. Come on. Come on. Let's bring you into this. Let's bring you into this.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Chilling.
Chilling, man. That's what's up. Hey, listen, we're going live right now for one of our mentorship moment sessions because
Okay.
we want to be able to add value all the time. We know that Randy and Wanda Webb and our Legacy Worldwide family, we always have our mentorship morning session, our morning mentorship sessions, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Those ones are always powerful, always chock full of nuggets and a lot of knowledge that people can apply. So we don't want to replicate what they're doing on that, but we like to fill in the gaps and talk about some other subjects that might not be associated with a specific book that we're covering or things like that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about the power of vested interest.
Okay.
Vested interest. So before we jump into that, man, how things going out there?
Pretty good. It was rumbling a little bit earlier. Thought it was going to come down, but the clouds kept it moving, so good.
Kept it pushing. Well, right now, my man Giz is, let me just tell you guys, he is actually out here rocking and crushing not only our business, but his personal trading, but also growing a huge organization, a huge team. So it's an honor to be able to have him on today with us out of Orlando, Florida. But who knows where else we're going to go worldwide. You know, we got a lot of things, big things in the works, but I'm pretty excited, man. How are you doing in terms of your excitement level, your enthusiasm level, your just general pumped up?
You know, it's to the point where I can barely sleep, man. I'm getting like 2-3 hours of sleep because I would want to say my dreams are keeping me awake, but you know, like they say, dreams are goals without a plan, and we have a plan. So my goals are keeping me awake.
I got you, man. I got you. So actually, it's actually cool that you actually popped on because we're talking about vested interest, and it's a topic that I don't think most people really understand, and that's why I think it's a topic that's important to discuss. You know, and because a lot of times when people are brought opportunity or they're evaluating opportunity, they usually seek advice from people who have no vested interest in whether or not they succeed in that particular endeavor or not. And so for me, to have you here is unique. I didn't expect you to pop on. I didn't actually know you to pop on, which is very cool because you have always been good at seeking wise counsel. In other words, not necessarily going outside of someone who has my best interest at heart. And so what vested interest is and why it's such a secret sauce, if you will, right? To our network marketing, but really any mentorship relationship, but more importantly, in our particular field of network marketing, is your upline is the only person that has a vested interest in whether or not you succeed. So what that means is that they are just like we use the word invest, right? So they're invested in you, right? That's where the word vested comes from. Or like, have you ever worked at a company and you become vested after you've worked there for a certain amount of time? You put a certain amount. So it's the same idea here, is that when you have someone who has a vested interest, in other words, they cannot make money until you make money. And that means that relationship is most beneficial to you more than it is to the person who's vested in you, right? Because that means that in order for them to succeed, themselves to succeed in their goals, they have to help you succeed first.
I would even wager to say that corporate America works in that same way, except the fact that they don't listen to that rule or that law. They disobey it and then, you know, they pay for it because of the high turnovers and the disgruntled employees and the lazy employees who are like, you're not paying me enough to really do my job.
Exactly. Exactly. Or, you know, in that regard, on the corporate America side, how, you know, they did that survey. I think they've done it several times, but usually, you know, most people, bosses, employers, they think that, oh, you know, my employees, if they were to be able to ask for one thing, it would be more money. And usually money is actually third, fourth, or fifth on the list when these surveys, but recognition is usually number one, or the opportunity to grow. And so that's the idea where that vested part comes in place, right? Because if I have a vested interest in your success, which I do, then what that means is that I have to give you the best of me, right? I need to give you the best ideas that I have, the best strategies that I have. I need to invest in you as a person. You know, we need, right? Like you got to invest, you got to sow time in, you got to do those things. And so that vested interest with someone who's already succeeded in a space that you're trying to succeed in is one of the critical elements, and I think people completely miss it. Like if they really understood that part of things, their desire to be involved with some sort of networking or some type of company in which it centers around something that they're attracted to or have interest in, right? They would be so much more likely to be involved. Think about the vested relationship we have with Randy and Wanda Webb and how they're vested and all in on our success. Yes, they're trying to hit a new rank. Yes, they're trying to go Chairman 50. But in that process, they can't go Chairman 50 until they break another chairman, until they do, right? And so they are actively out there working on our behalf, and giving us really the best advice, the best knowledge, you know, helping us succeed in a wealth community outside of Forex, but like making sure that we're taken care of on other places. All of that sowing, all of that vesting is beneficial to us so that they can move on to where they want to go. And I think if people really understood that, they would get a lot more serious about some of the things that we have to offer.
I mean, one of the things that I agree with you 100%, and it's like you said, if a lot of the times people are not in the industry, so they don't know the environment. And more importantly, when they're not with a good team, and I'll say this over and over and over again, it doesn't matter if it's corporate America, it doesn't matter if it's the New York Knicks, it doesn't matter if the LA Lakers, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, a political team, it doesn't matter if it's network marketing. If you're not with a good team that has great chemistry, that has each other's backs, you're not going to succeed. And people always talk about MLM and network marketing, pyramid scheme, right? And they talk about it because of the bad things that have happened, the stories that they've heard. Well, how many times have you heard somebody stab somebody's back in corporate America? How many times have you heard somebody steal, you know, white collar crimes in corporate America, right? So you don't see people saying, oh, I'm not going to go work. I'm not going to go get a job because those guys are crooks, right? People just go find other jobs. They find other companies to work for. You're trying to find that right environment. And that's what it's really all about.
Absolutely.
That's what it's really all about.
You know, that's actually funny that you say that, because it's very similar to the sensationalism around like athletes or like people. The sensationalism sells newspapers. It sells, it's clickbait, right? So you very rarely hear, you know, you've heard about it recently with like LeBron James and the school that he started and other stuff, but pretty much all of the athletes are doing all kinds of positive stuff in communities and stuff like that pretty much every day, all the time, right? Spending their money, going back into schools, doing all kinds of stuff. But the only time you really hear from the athlete is when they get in trouble or something happens. And so it's the same idea with our industry in particular, is that you might hear horror stories, but you don't also hear all the success stories. And in my opinion, there's far more success stories than there ever is horror stories. It's just all you hear is the horror story. So it's really exciting to have a place and a community, right, where they truly want to see you win. And I think what we have in particular, and I don't want to make this is for everybody, but I don't want to make it Forex specific, but I think with our particular company and the network marketing model combined, I think we have the best of both worlds. And what I mean by that is, and you can say, you know, what you think as well, is that not only do we have the vested success in terms of helping you build the business, in terms of the mentorship, in terms of helping, but you also have it on the trading side. And then because the market that we're a part of is so large that no one individual can take any share, it means that the culture of the company, the culture of our team, the culture of everything is everybody wins, right?
Yeah.
And that's a unique environment, right? Because there's no like, how many pips did they get today, or how many? Because it doesn't matter, because you get your pips, you get your pips. It's like Oprah, right? It's pips, everybody gets pips, right? Like, you know, so that's what's exciting to me, is that you can have the vested interest not only on the product side, but you can have it on the business side. And when you combine those two together, along with a great team, mentorship, and all that, it becomes really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the example of the perfect trading club. You know, you have people who have trading clubs, they're buddies, or they meet, you know, some type of organization, they put it together, and people come together, whatever skill sets they have, whatever knowledge and experience they have, and they analyze, you know, some stocks, and they say, hey, my buddy says, you know, we should get Apple. My buddy says we should buy, you know, Tesla, whatever the hot stock is of that time, right? But you look at us and you have different people who, like, maybe you like a particular strategy, right? You like the DeLorean add-on, and then maybe I like the bounce back strategy, and I like those educators. We can come together and we can collaborate. Just like you said, there's no winner and there's no loser. We both benefit from that collaboration. So that's the thing that I love about our organization, is the size of it to begin with. Right now, approaching 300,000, you know, people learning the skill of Forex trading. When you put that much people together and they talk about crowdsourcing, why do you think our strategies are getting so good? Why do you think they keep evolving and they're coming up with, you know, better and better services to help us to learn? Because you have that many people saying, you know, I used your strategy the other day, and I noticed this little tweak on it. And then somebody comes in and who happens to be, you know, a lifelong trader, whatever, and it says, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? And all of a sudden, somebody's thinking about it, and it was like, hey, we found a way to make it even more profitable, right? So I'm just pumped every day. We're heading in the right direction.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, folks, to bring it back to what our, by the way, hey, Maxie, how you doing? New Jersey in the house, right? So to bring it back to what we're talking about is the idea of the vested interest. Again, I want you guys to think about this. Where else do you go? Where else can you go where someone who brings you an opportunity has the sole responsibility to help you succeed before they have to help you make $1 before you can make a dime. If we talk about this all the time, if you follow the I am my brother's keeper, if you follow each one teach one, if you follow those sort of principles in your life, if those are the things that you would tell your children, why not apply them into your own life? So when someone comes to you, they're coming to you and they're saying, hey, listen, you know, let me introduce you, even if they're not in the position to be the one, right, to be able to really sow into you, there's someone within that structure that cannot win without helping you win first. And so that's really the secret sauce of this whole thing. It's really the missing ingredient that most people just have no understanding. And what happens is they get so worried about their team, and you're on my team. So let me say this to you, is that you could quit any day, right? Because I'm going to go back to back with my upline, because even though we have a relationship, even though you know, I've promised to help you and serve you, if you decided to go in a different direction, I can always rebuild, because I have a vested interest in your success, but you have no vested interest the other way, right? And so what happens is you can choose to move and do whatever you want, but I'm back to back with Randy Webb, right? And so always what happens is I always have someone who has my back, who has a vested interest. And so that's something that's so critical that most people don't understand. And as you know, Randy has my back. I'm just letting you know, bro, I got yours as well, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I think that it's like you said, you know, multi-level marketing, if you're a believer of it and if you're passionate about what it can do for this world, what it can do for people who tap into it, it's like you said, right? You can't, if you're building a team, you can't win without your team winning, right? So if you're the coach of the team, you're not the one taking the shots. So if your team can't score, you're not going to get the ring, right? So for me, it's people, even if you're just thinking about it, you know, selfishly, in that I have to give my team and I have to give my people the best because that's the only way that I'm going to win. The thing that the beauty of it is the people who benefited from it the most are the people who are selfless and who have a giving heart anyway. It's not about the reward that they're going to get. These are the type of people who love to help people regardless of the reward that they're getting from it. They love to see people improve. They love to see people grow. And I'm not saying everyone's like that. But again, when you find that team, it's a game changer.
Absolutely.
It's a game changer.
Absolutely. And I would encourage people to actually have that feeling. You know, a smaller example is Christmas. As an example, right? You have some people that are all about opening their own gifts, but then you have some people who it doesn't matter what they receive. When they can see their child open that gift and their eyes light up, or their best friend or their spouse, and it's, you know, they take them by surprise and they're just truly moved by what, right? That feeling is so much better, right? When we see people hit new ranks and we see people hit their first profitable trades, and like that's a feeling that's way better than any compensation. And that's where the vested interest part comes in play, right? Because we have a vested interest in seeing someone else succeed. When we see them succeed, it just lights us up and gives us joy. So listen, I don't want to run too long. This is a little longer than we normally do, but we had a special guest who popped on out of nowhere, so I appreciate that, brother. And Max, I appreciate you joining us as well. And so we're going to wrap this thing up today. This is our mentorship moment on vested interest, and we look forward to hearing you guys soon. And Giz will be in touch real soon, I'm sure. All right? All right, I'll talk to you later.